I try giving both sides a chance, but Marilynists like Jeremy, I've given them years and years of patience, and nothing good has emerged. They are just what they are. They're toxic grifters, and they're riding the coattails of really awful people. And their justification of these evil, awful people is alpha. Don't you see that Aaron has saved so many children? Trump is saving our country. You just can't stand the alpha. The alpha white male is back. He's not going back in the closet where you want him to be. And you can't stand it, and you're crying like little girls. Right. So we're going to listen to some Jeremy Grigg cringe, Geeks and Gamers style, but we'll move on to Marilyn, who also has some weird totalitarian poetry to share with Uranus, who, shocker, showed up for a live. I can't believe it. The main propaganda agent showed up for the propaganda. What a shocker, Marilyn. You are really innovative with your content. Let's hear the Geeks and Gamers slobber over Trump, hating Elon for, not being cultish enough.
And Elon is an agent of chaos at this point in time because ultimately he has run into the same issue that many other people have run into. He's not as popular as Donald Trump, and he's never going to be. And it hurt his ego. This is the problem with Hollywood. This is the problem with celebrities. This is the problem with a lot of these people that can't come to grips with the fact that Donald Trump is the alpha of alphas, and you're never going to out-Trump Trump. And his ego couldn't take it, and so here he is creating this. Now, let me remind you that Elon Musk also backed Ron DeSantis in the primaries, and we all know how that turned out. It didn't turn out too well for him, did it? No, it didn't. DeSantis couldn't do really anything. And, of course, DeSantis, arguably one of, if not the best governors in the entire country.
Well, I like some thematic unity to my videos, so, yeah. Jeremy is praising the Florida Bayou monster DeSantis. Because old Ronnie Boy hates the trans, the critical race studies, the woke. He hates Disney. So Jeremy's like, yeah, you're amazing. You're incredible. I love you. But you're no Trump. You're not full alpha. You're not full alpha. Even though Trump's health is visibly waning, and he looks like a mess. He is not an alpha. He's barely an elf. So I don't know what Jeremy's saying. I get to see things just because he verbalizes these things. Trump is going to continue being the strong, majestic, beautiful African lion to destroy Elon. Right. And the crime of Elon is being anti-Trump. Not being anti-right-wing. He's still a right-wing maniac, but not pro-Trump enough. Right. When did Jeremy become a full-blown cultist? I don't know the exact date, but he's been down this road. And to be fair to Marilyn, at least she took the early steps. Well, with some more consistency, right? Because Marilyn is not exactly who she presents herself. So let's get back to her. So who is Marilyn? Well, short story. She's a cult survivor, which she is. So she decided to become part of the ex-Scientology community, although she was never in Scientology. So she's literally a fake cultist. She can't even talk about her own cult because nobody cares about that. So she needs to talk about other victims because why? God help Uranus. And who is he? To bring thematic unity. Yeah, Uranus is in Florida. He's a corrupt monster too. Hey, that's where Ron is. Is there a connection? In the past, Uranus was in the east coast of the U.S., but he's moved around a little bit. So now he's made his headquarters in Florida with the Scientologists. Coincidence? I don't know. So, yeah, DeSantis apparently is a very good governor who's friendly to the neo-Nazis and is willing to look the other way while the Scientologists commit all kinds of crimes. And Aaron is like following that beat and looks the other way when he commits crimes, as does Marilyn. So what exactly is the major infinite crisis of Earth that Marilyn is dealing with? Well, apparently Miss J is a vociferous online critic of Aaron. I'm waiting for what's the bad thing. No, that's the bad thing. Miss J is making fun of criticizing Aaron. Because Aaron's a god. He's an alpha god. We can't do that. We should not do that. We shan't do that. Okay. I'm waiting for what discredits her. Oh, finally, it took like an hour for their babbling to reach someplace. But Georges, the Deutschen propagandist, and Marilynists were like, she sells merchandise that bears the name L. Ron Hubbard. There's even a child sporting merchandise with the name L. Ron Hubbard. Okay. Well, like it or not, kids wear edgy gear all the time. Do I think this is a good thing that kids are sporting Soviet symbols or even the symbols of an Austrian painter guy? No, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good idea. But are they free to do that? No, like it or not, yeah, in a free country, if you want to wear the Soviet Union symbols on your t-shirt, you can do that. You should be able to do that in a free society. Marilyn's like, it's disgusting. So a t-shirt to her is equivalent to child abuse. What exactly is the thing? I don't even know, but that kid, sporting merchandise she doesn't like, that's the war crime. Alrighty then.
I have a child, that had some disabilities, and why are you even saying this? Why are you there saying like, oh, I'm a victim. They know that George owes them an apology or something. I didn't even watch it, but it's some stupid thing that just came out an hour ago. I love how isn't behind the SPTV, the fake SPTV Foundation YouTube account, but no one in Reddit will allow her name to appear. They blacked it out everywhere, and it's like, and a few people like Toddy are like, I know for a fact that they're not the ones behind it. It's like, unless you know who is behind it, you don't know who's not behind it. And just because the guy behind it says, you can call me Mike. It's like, okay, his name's not Mike, right? No. It's like, it's still. I'm not gonna. The creator behind the channel had their attorney, a Swiss attorney whose name I just don't have in front of me right now. Yeah. Filed from Austria. From Switzerland. Oh, wait. My bad. That was from Austria. You're right. It was from Austria. Okay. And so at first they had the lawyer directly submit the counter notification. YouTube went back to the lawyer and said, I'm sorry, we can't accept. The lawyer had submitted the counter notification, but it was submitted from an email address that was obviously, for obvious reasons, the request did not come from the email address associated with the account. YouTube went back to the lawyer and said, we cannot accept the counter notification unless it's submitted from the address associated with the account. There was then an email chain between the lawyer and the owner of the account. And it was a fake name. Well, we don't know if it was fake, but sure, it's probably fake. But now, what's interesting to me is that the creator of, we could see the back and forth emails from the lawyer, and it was clear in that conversation, the creator of that channel did want to hide that email address from me. So if it was just a fake throwaway email address and it had no way of being tied to anything.
Well, sorry for that very weird editing. I did have to jump around a few places. I just want to make fun of this. That bleep sound, that is not me, guys. That is Marilyn is being forced to respect the terms of agreement, right? Because if you're on YouTube, you have terms of service, you have to obey certain rules, blatantly violating the rules, as was George. They were blatantly violating the rules. And the person's like, no, you can't do that. You are full on trying to harass and bully someone. And YouTube agreed and said, okay, those videos got to come down. So Marilyn has re-edited the videos with the bleep, bleep, bleep. Now, I think I know who she's talking about, but I'll respect their privacy. And apparently Aaronis has some problem with that. Like, they're trying to, be private and anonymous. By the way, check it out, guys. A major part of the history of anti-Scientology were, wait for it, the anonymous protests. Yes, I'm not joking with you. A major part of anti-Scientology activism, the history of it, were the anonymous protesters who were, wait for it, anonymous. So not only is Aaron betraying, backstabbing that tradition, why? But he wants this private information, which is illegal. It's not supposed to be your information. Why do you want that? Because he wants to try to find that person and Puff Daddy style harass them into silence. That's just been the pattern. You give away your information, these bozo clowns will try to destroy your life. Over and over and over again. Because Aaronis speaks for the children. And, yeah, I don't understand it. They're talking for hours and hours about Aaronis. That's not a crime, dummy. That's not a crime in any country. How's that a crime? Oh, and we're the bad people. How? Well, Aaronis is a cult survivor. I guess by a technical definition, kinda, but in terms of trauma, you want to ask the rhetorical question. So ask the question, what trauma did Aaronis suffer in the cult of Scientology? Oh, here's the simple answer. None! He doesn't have any trauma from his time in Scientology. The only thing he ever points to is he spent a lot of long hours doing work for Scientology. And so maybe in terms of lost wages, which I would actually be consistent and support Aaron there. Maybe the church owes him thousands of dollars from, quote, free labor because they usually don't pay for labor or radically undercut the salaries and the wages of children, right? Because they full on will use slave labor. You can call it whatever you please, but against YouTube, I would say allegedly allegations of slave labor. So it's really horrific. Oh, by the way, there's slave labor of adults. Uranus doesn't care about that. Yeah, that's the only mark he could ever point to, saying, oh, the Scientology really mistreated me. And even while spying and giving information to, quote, forces hostile to Scientology, he was making money with the Scientologists as an adult, making pretty good money. You think to yourself, well, wait a minute. In terms of justice, you actually got basically compensated. And cynically, you were actually making excess money from the Scientologists. So even though one thing he could point to where Scientology was being unfair to him, not paying him enough, they did pay him. He worked with the Scientology business. So he literally has zero trauma from his time in Scientology. I want to repeat that. Zero trauma. He's never pointed out to anything that was actually traumatic. He may have done things to other people that were traumatic, but he himself is not the victim of trauma. How is he a victim of trauma? Somebody in the comment section, when I premiered one video saying, how could you attack Aaron? He's such a victim. And I asked, okay, what is he a victim of? What is he a victim of? Please answer the question, Marilyn. How is he a victim? He's a monster. He's a predator. He's victimized other people. How is he a victim? How is this fairly well-off alpha white male, heterosexual, stalking people? How is he the victim? How? How is he the victim? Don't know. But apparently we're the bad people because we talk about Uranus and his foibles and crimes and iffy behavior. And talk about holding back information to close off. Oh yeah, Aaron has yet to disclose the finances of his allegedly totally legit corporation / charity. Oh, right, but if other people hold back private information, that's bad, guys. That's criminal. That's OSHA. My foundation? No, that's my information. Right, because that's how that works. Oh no, it doesn't work like